Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone once again to this new live streaming episode of our Tidal Rush official channel. Glad to be back. Glad to be back in the saddle. With a little change this time. For some of you might notice that there is no wingman. I need to see where my camera is pointing that direction. So there's normally usually on the other side of that screen is also a little webcam where either Rosie or Tom or somebody else is collaborating, being my wingman, or one of them being my wingman this time. Not this time though. Super sorry for that, but that has nothing to do with the fact that they don't love you anymore or that they basically are sick of streaming. That's absolutely not the case. But yeah, Rosie actually is back from vacation, so he wasn't around last Thursday to Tuesday. So I was initially intending or planning to have the stream alone there as well. But as it seems, he was not only on vacation, but now he's back. But unfortunately, he has also some business affairs he needs to take care of. So he has other meetings. So this time I'm gonna run the stream on my own. Glad for people joining us again today for our live stream session. Lots of stuff once again on the agenda for today that I would like to show you. Also, the very first time, some of you might have noticed that also the chat window is slightly looking different. Because I've changed some things over the last couple of streams or in between with our streaming setup, which is that I have found a new multi-chat integration that I'm actually much more much more happy with at the moment. It seems like not everything seems to work properly. As always, that's the usual case. So some of you might have seen already that there was like a weird variable for the YouTube chat command that wasn't working. So I immediately deactivated so that no one can actually use it and see my fail again. But that's something I definitely need to fix. So yeah, sorry for canceling the stream on Tuesday. Very, very sorry. I was a bit sad about that myself as well. But some of you might hear that from the crackling sound of my voice. I was actually not really sick, to be fair. I was like sneezing and coughing and whatnot. But for some weird reason, I had like a sore throat, like from another dimension. I don't know where that came from, but my voice was entirely gone. I wasn't able to talk. Talking even like was incredibly painful. And I still have a bit of issues with it, which is why, and I recommend that to as well, stay hydrated all the time. I still need to hydrate myself quite a lot, so I'm drinking. Yeah. Yeah, so voice is a little bit cracked still. So if something happens in between or in the middle of the stream that it seems like my voice is fading out of or parting away, yeah, please, I'm super sorry for that. Please excuse me on that part. Lots of stuff happened on the last stream. We talked about our broken ad setup, which I seem to have fixed as of right now, thanks to the lovely support of Deflatron. We finally managed to put all the ads into the 10-minute introduction of the stream where basically no one is talking. So now for the next 60 minutes, we should be, or 55 probably, we should be good to go. Deflatron saying looking good, we think, hopefully. Fingers crossed on that one, but according to my ad manager, everything should be fine, hopefully. But if I'm looking at the ad manager, I'm seeing something coming up on 50 minutes. That's not good. Maybe I need to tweak some stuff around. But I think we're on a good track here. Axeg, welcome back to the stream. Lovely to have you here again. Yeah, just said sorry for canceling the stream. Like I said, was a bit sick, crackling voice. It's still a little bit difficult to talk, especially talking loud. So I hope, chat, that you will excuse me and let me know if I'm too low volume, if I'm too loud. I can't yell too much, so I would rather increase the input level of my microphone instead of yelling a bit more. So yeah, lots of stuff on the agenda today. I have prepared a little product video as usual for you, which is normally should have happened on Tuesday. Like I said, it was cancelled last time. And a few things happened. A lot of things actually happened behind the scenes at the moment. So Deflatron and aka Tom and our developers are working their magic quite hard behind the scenes at the moment. So not a lot of stuff to share. Also, lots of people are on vacation these days, and as it happens from time to time, yes, people need to rest. Game development is like every other job. It is stressful, it is exhausting, and sometimes people need to take a break. So people on vacation right now. I will be on vacation next week, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And I'm gonna fly over to Turkey, and to make some people of you even like very, very jealous. What I usually do is when I do travel bookings, I look at the climate tables for those specific places or countries to see what the temperature and the chance of rain is in these months I'm traveling. To have like a slight idea of what I need to pack. Probably a lot of people are doing this. This is no rocket science at all. The good thing is the temperature forecast for these climate tables in Turkey was something around, I think, 20 degrees. And when I checked the weather report yesterday evening, it said next week is going to be 25 degrees. So that's insane. Not Matsy 312. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. So yeah, next week vacation from my side. So Rosie and Tom are probably going to take over. If you ever like Gute Laune, then just hear the song of Gute Laune Großstadt. Well, actually, I have a new banger in my head. My brother sent me a Spotify playlist the other day, which I shared one day in the chat, but it basically consists of a lot of hip hop and rap, especially German rap, which some people might argue is not the best music to listen to, or German people are usually not the most talented ones to do German rap. But it's good though. It's very good. And there was one song on that playlist that absolutely is occupying my brain at the moment. Devlatron still want to take the Orient Express Paris to Istanbul, but a little pricey. Yes, I agree. I've read about that. I heard about that. Actually, there's also like another very, very famous train line, which is, I think, going into the Himalayan mountains from somewhere from very, very far eastern China. So it's quite a long trek. And it's also getting very, very high above sea level. I think, if I remember correctly, but this is like dangerous, not sure knowledge, that I think you're even passing the level where the average human being like I am and living like quite close to sea level needs to stop for a couple of days in between in order to get accustomed to the oxygen level. I don't know if it's the Trans-Siberian Express. I can't tell you. I'm gonna share with you in the next stream. If I can find it, I'm gonna share it with you the next time. Or maybe, you know what? I actually have time. Let me check if it's the one. Trans-Siberian Express. Let's do some live streaming here. Spanning a length of over 9,289 kilometers, which is aka 5,800 miles roughly. Longest railway in the world. And that is quite a nasty long train ride. I can tell you that. But it's going basically through all of China and Russia. And the one I'm speaking of is, I think, only going until the Himalayan mountains. It's not really that far. But I think it's also a two days train ride. But it's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be absolutely beautiful because of the vast, obviously, variety in landscape you're facing there, and also the lack of oxygen maybe might make you hallucinating a bit. But it's probably going to be a fun ride. But this time, not talking about train sessions. I'm going to go to Turkey 1 week, enjoy the weather. It's going to be 25 degrees, so it's probably quite sunny in the day, but chilly in the afternoon. So I'm going to have Lots of baklava. If you're not familiar with what baklava is, I definitely recommend you. If you have a sweet tooth, then go for baklava. Baklava is the greatest thing that probably exists in terms of sweetness. It's packed with. Am I allowed to say that? Shit tons of sugar? I'm not sure. I find baklava too sweet. Yes, actually, a lot of people say that. And I thought that as well for a long, long time. But then I went to a place here in Berlin. So for the people that don't know where we're located, this is not only my apartment, this is also our office from Shine Dynamics. We are also a sort of cultural how do you say that? Like a center of various cultures, I would say, in Germany. There's obviously other cities as well who have like quite a high concentration of different cultures. I'm talking about Frankfurt. I'm talking about Cologne. I'm talking about whatever. Melting pot. Melting pot is actually quite a nice word for that. Thank you, Tom. And there is a big district here in Berlin called Neukölln. And in Neukölln, there is an amazing baklava place who really tend to do like really handmade, well-crafted, original baklava recipes. And those ones are quite nice. They're not as sweet, but there's such a big variety of baklava that you literally fall in love the first time you. I fell in love for the first time when I ate there. So it changed my mind quite drastically. So actually, if you ever manage to come to Berlin and you need a tip for a baklava place, I'm gonna tell you. I'll expect the best baklava is in Neukölln. It's not like I said, it's not massive science. It's basically how things work. That's how we roll. Like I said, it's a melting pot. And a lot of people who actually much more talented in baking sweets are living in that corner of Berlin. So that's the place to go. All right, so what did change since the last time? So I already mentioned I'm changing around our streaming setup a bit. New multi-chat integration. So now our YouTube chat and our Twitch chat can basically join together and write tons of messages around. I've also set up a new chatbot, which is basically called StreamerBot for the ones who are interested in knowing what setup we use for streaming. If you ever wanted to know a bit more detail of like what hardware we exactly use, feel free to load it in the channel and I can give you a couple of answers later on. But I'm still fighting with the setup a bit. That is new. What else is new? I've loaded up Twitch with a bunch of new custom emojis for regular users and also for subscribers. So if you go to the chat, you might see that a couple of things have changed. Actually, quite a lot of cool stuff happened there. So I loaded up the entirety of Twitch with cool emojis. So there's like different new Grand Prix icons, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. There's what I absolutely adore. I always wanted to have my faces as emojis on some public stream, and it finally happened. Actually, already discovered them. I put our speeder on there, the croc hazard icon we have in the game. I put JDJ in there with his nice thumbs up gesture. And of course, and some people will be very happy about that because it's kind of an insider for us, the boost bar. The boost bar is, for the people that don't know about this, the boost bar is I think it's a British sweet. It's basically a chocolate candy bar. And one of the very, very first original Tidal Rush versions, we didn't had boost items right away, but we had a boost bar, an actually chargeable boost bar that you charged up while drifting. So basically, you always had, and this is actually quite common also to other race games, that when you basically drift or you do any kinds of famous stunts, you charge up that boost bar and you then basically have full control of when you want to initiate that boost and also for how long you want to initiate that boost. That's slightly different from how it works now, because at the moment we have this boost item that you, I think, stack 3 times, and then you basically can fire it away, and it has a specified duration, and you just use the item and fire it away. And the boost bar is basically an inside joke that came from that, because as it seems, our British colleagues have a sweet treat that was called Boost Bar. Quite fancy. I didn't know that, although I'm a big fan of British candies. But then on the other hand, I live in Germany. I live quite close to Austria and Switzerland as well. So in terms of sweets, sorry fellas, but I think UK is losing against that one. Although I must say, I've like a while ago, I found out that there's like this trend or this social media thing where content creators actually order boxes from of different kind of treats and like salty snacks and whatnot from different countries, open these boxes and test them. And every time I saw, for example, American people do that with either UK or German or Swiss treats or snacks, basically everyone was blown away. And when they did the opposite, basically when we did the opposite, so for example, a German content creator ordered like a box of US candy, we were, I wouldn't say shocked, I would say we were sad for our transatlantic friends for not being capable of enjoying the same stuff we do. Well, the 5 best chocolate shops in the world are in London. Fair point. Fair point. So, yeah, what else is on the agenda for today? Like I said, I did prepare a small little video for you. Actually, 2 small videos for you, because I wanted to share what's been new to the game. Or Swiss shop those. See what I mean, Tom? That's exactly the point. Yeah, so a little product video, like the streaming title, I think already spoilers it a bit. We're talking about a moving dino head. We made some testings with occlusion culling. We updated a bunch of stuff on the track, or actually on 2 tracks. Not tremendously too much, since like I said, our art director Phil is on vacation at the moment. We only had time to work on it last week. But yeah, a bunch of stuff happened there, so I can share that with you. I've also updated our screenshots the other day on our Steam pages, so some of these have been actually quite outdated for a long time. And I decided to make a new one, so I'm definitely going to share those with you as well. And please feel free to always tell me what you think about these. So this is the one with JDJ jumping on the Giza, which is one of my favorites actually. We have our little Felicia going around the corner with some fellas in the back hunting on Mangrove Marsh. We have our little Vinny here in the corner on Timberfall Peak, racing around the corner, and you see a certain style here actually that I was trying to aim for. So basically one main character in either the left or the right side, like as the focus point, as the visual focus point of the screenshot, and then some action happening in the background. My absolute favorite of the screenshot, I must say, that was an absolute accident that I actually covered, that I actually was able to shot this. But looking at this nice little boost pose, basically, this drift boost pose from JDJ, barely being able to hand on for his dear life on the handle of the jet ski or of the hydrospeeder. And then our little rabbit friend again going around the corner in Timberfall Peak. There's more of these screenshots coming sooner or later, but those are the ones that I recently uploaded to our Steam store page. Check it out if you haven't done so. I also highly recommend that, since we always gonna play a bunch of rounds of Tidal Rush later on. Don't forget to download the demo, because obviously without the demo you can't join the game later on. Yeah, so let's hop into the product video. Like I said, moving dinosaur heads, we have started, as you have seen in the demo, or for the ones who haven't played the demo at all. We have those little, yeah, basically dinosaurs. Little is a nice underwhelming statement. Those gigantic dinosaurs in the levels, which are currently basically have almost no bones and are very stiff. They're basically like a wooden stick, just turning their faces and their necks like up and down like a lever. And we've wanted to tackle that for a long time, that those necks are actually able to bend and rotate, facing towards the player, making the whole the whole dinosaur valley areas in our tracks a little bit more lively and a little bit more fun and entertaining. So our animator Vin is currently working on those. This is like a very early version of these tests. I'm going to show you another video. Let me actually show you that right now, because it's sorry that it's actually two different videos. I didn't manage to cut it in. But this, for example, is the other video, one of the later sort of versions of this, where the entire neck section is already in place, and he thought about a little nice funny animations where basically the dino is drinking water and being like suddenly interrupted by racers coming along. So I think it's quite a nice it gives quite a nice touch to the dinosaurs and make them obviously much more lively. Looks like the dino needs a chiropractor. He might need one. One day or sooner. I mean, if we're getting older and need a chiropractor, why shouldn't he? Hashtag not a tentacle. Yes, actually, we managed to get Vin to finally animate a tentacle. He is, believe us, chat, he is very upset about that. Yeah, so have a look at these. Looks like a snake crawling out of a dinosaur. I'm gonna forward that feedback to him. Maybe he's gonna know what to do with it at this point. What we've also started to do is a little bit more technical optimization in the background. So something that is called occlusion culling. If you have never heard from that term ever in your life, because you're not a game developer, or you're not somehow related to game development, or you're not that deep into the topic, that is absolutely not a big deal. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Occlusion culling, in very, very basic terms, is basically, if you are loading into a game and into a level, there's obviously a lot of assets that are being loaded at the same time. Displaying all of these assets in one level, all the level geometry, all the visual effects and whatnot, at the same time is consuming quite a lot of resources on your computer, quite a lot of CPU power, quite a lot of GPU power. Calculate all that, all physics effects, display all textures, all materials, etc., etc. So in order to avoid that, especially on basically games where you move, and there's actually quite a big amount of assets, which some of them don't need to be shown at all times, you do something called occlusion culling, which is basically everything that your camera, basically the viewport, the space that you look into. So basically, if you imagine the space around my camera, this lovely little rectangle here, this is the viewport, and everything inside is the game. Everything that is outside of this frame. So if I look to my right, for example, there's another desk. If I look to my left, there's the door of my apartment. In game, those things wouldn't be enabled or rendered. So you wouldn't be able to see them until the camera turns around and looks at the door. And this is what you see in this video here with the with this purple and bluish area, where we basically have started to come up with our own occlusion culling system. Dear Ronnie, that is frustrum culling. Then I'm very sorry for myself. That is occlusion culling for a layman is don't paint what you can't see. Isn't that what I just said? Or is there a difference between painting and enabling? This is now getting very technical, and this per se, I knew I was gonna fuck it up. But this is exactly why I have DevLog on the chat. DevLog can always put me in the back, can always put me down to my humble self and say, no, this is absolutely nonsense what you're talking about here. Okay, then there's actually a big difference. Then what I explained is frustrum. What is it called? Frustrum culling. And occlusion culling is don't paint it. And this is what actually this lovely like magenta, pink to bluish color coding is here in the game. Everything that is basically not visible to the camera, that the player can immediately see while walking around or driving around the level, is not being shown or not being painted, and thus obviously saves a bunch of resources on, basically on the game performance, increasing in the end, or the hope of it increasing in the end, the amount of frames we can display. Very, very, very important. You will find this in basically every game. And depending on the platform, you are aiming towards with your game. And we, as you know, with Tidal Rush is intended to be a cross-platform game, running on all various like major big platforms. That means we obviously have to optimize the game quite heavily in order to be displayed on all these games with a higher frame rate. So yeah, that's what we currently work on. And our developer Dave has actually made quite a lot of progress on that one. Not everything working absolutely perfectly clear at the moment, but it's getting there. Probably worth a TED talk. Definitely, Tom. If you want to do a TED talk, I'm happy to invite you on the stream to do a TED talk about occlusion and frustum culling, especially for the ones that are interested in like super technical detail. That I happily invite you to do so. So lots of progress on this side. I will skip ahead the video a slight bit. So I don't know if we have actually showed you this before. This is so in the background you see a little concept art of like one of the menu pit drones. So from a narrative point of view in the game, as you know, Tidal Rush is this sort of sci-fi-ish racing game where basically like a wandering circuit, a racing entourage is traveling in a spaceship from planet to planet. So there's a bit of sci-fi and a little bit of high advanced tech. Racing from planet to planet, have races, etc., etc. And we always imagined like some sort of mechanical pit crew, like little drones flying around, taking care of the race with jet skis or hydrospeeders, as we call them. And this is currently a 3D model that is being generated for these pit drones, which is basically a floating orb-shaped or circular-shaped kind of, or bowl-shaped kind of head with a little jet engine attached to it. Capsology, cooking food will be in and out. Thanks for joining the stream and thanks for obviously hanging around. So this is something we currently work on. There will hopefully be quite a lot of progress. Don't know yet if they have actually, if they actually will be in the game also from a 3D point of view, but you need to create like obviously a high resolution 3D model first in order to have like something in 2D on the UI. And then we jump into the track updates because there has actually been a bit of track updates on the Timberfall Peak. And yeah, I'm super sorry for the video being like a little bit fast with the camera sometimes. Sometimes we don't really take care of presenting progress in our product weekly meetings. And keep in mind at the same time that we're also going to show this on the stream. So sometimes it's a little bit fast, so I might need to stop the video every once in a while. So what we've done, or what Phil has done, to be fair, in all fairness, is we've added coins to Timberfall Peak. So now there's coins. You can finally collect your coins and get a little bit faster on the track. That's good for the timings, especially for our friends that are quite motivated to run very, very high times, or very, very fast times, to be precise. We've added a bunch of more colliders to the level. So before, like on the right side, you see here these little stalagmites and stalactites hanging around the corner, blocking off basically paths where you could before do a little shortcut, or not all of these had basically a collider. So a lot of colliders came into the game as well. Cooking skips Synology, chicken and rice with special sauce. That sounds absolutely lovely. I'm a little bit jealous about that, I must say. Yeah, so a bunch of more colliders, and I can tell you, you can't imagine how many hours I've tested the new tracks and basically on purpose ran into every wall, into every stone pillar, everything I could found, recorded little videos, and then sent them to our artist in terms of yeah, basically in the hope of finding every hidden, not existing collision at the moment. And a lot of stuff has been done on that regard. And also we have reduced the amount of rumble strips a bit. So if you have looked, or if you look into the current tech demo, this is, by the way, not live on the tech demo as of right now. Just I wanted to make that absolutely clear. This is all in development build right now. We're going to do a tech demo update very, very soon at all these features and functionalities. But since we still always discover more things that is basically broken about the new tracks, some places where you can fall through the map or whatnot, we just want to make sure that we have a significant amount of updates and also a significant improvement of the gameplay feeling and stability before we push anything into the tech demo. That is absolutely for you, chat. So as you can see here, rumble strips, the distance between the rumble strips have exceeded quite far. There's also a bunch of weapon fixes happening at the moment in the background. New trophies, I've mentioned these before. So currently we have this little placeholder, or basically first pass trophy shield in the background that you see when you select the Meteor Cup at the moment in the tech demo, or when you basically finish the game on either first, second, or third place. You have this little shield in the background, and yeah, now we have new updated assets for these shields, introducing a bronze, a silver, and a gold version of these shields, both or all three of them with individual star ratings. So basically from a 1 to 3 star, you have like 3 different bronze, 3 different silver, and 3 different gold versions of these shields, which most likely are going to act as our trophies, but we're not quite sure yet. And before I'm gonna end this on product updates, a little update on the weapons. So currently Frank, our other game developer, is quite heavily working on weapon logic, because at the moment there is quite a lot of stuff broken, to be fair, with the weapons. Torpedoes miss a lot of time, which they're basically not supposed to miss. Or basically they fly away and never come back. They collide with certain environmental objects they shouldn't collide with. The invulnerability effect is not properly working. The shield has never basically reached the point where its actually secondary effect takes place. And I don't know if we've actually ever said this on stream, but I will do this for the first time. This is actually a streaming highlight, guys. No, so be aware. So the shield item that you all know was intended from our side, from a game design point of view, to have 2 functionalities. One is obviously when you activate it, you get this lovely little spacey holographic looking shield dome above you that protects you from 1 hit, except you are being hit by the mega missile, which is the blue flying missile at the moment that aims for the first place. This is its primary purpose. The secondary purpose is something that is more skill related and is basically an on-demand reflection, or basically a shockwave, a pulse wave that is being created when you activate the shield. And if you're being approached by a weapon, and you fire that you fire away that pulse wave or that shock wave at the beginning of the shield, basically building up. And to do that on the right timing, then you're able to basically to reflect that missile or that projectile that is coming in, and have basically 2 use cases for the shield to be protected. So you can use, if you're very, very good at it, you can use the shield twice. One to immediately reflect something on trigger, basically on firing the shield, and one basically driving around with the shield as a permanent cover for when something is being fired your way. So yeah, this is something we currently work on, and you can actually see the pulse wave being active in here. So Frank demonstrated this actually in this video here. So when you have a close look at the video, you see when the shield is firing up. And let's see if I can pause this on the right spot. See if I can find the right frames. That one. Here we go. Here you slightly see it. So do you see these this little like very bright glowing ring around? This is the shockwave that is basically building up and pushing the torpedo away. And if it's being fired away, there's a little sound effect and the torpedo will just go away, being pushed away. This is obviously development purpose. This is very, very prototypey. Welcome to the stream, Rosie. Thanks for joining us. I hope your business meeting was well. Yeah, so this is stuff we currently work on. Can't wait to have this in the game. That's going to be in the game very, very soon. And I see you have already discovered these new lovely chatty modes, so enjoy them. I think those are some of my favorites, especially having our faces as emojis is always a good thing. So I might surprise you sooner or later with additional emojis as well in the future. Let's see. All right, let me have a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, what are we up to next? Maybe just a quick lookout on what we're facing next. So we like I said, a lot of people are currently on vacation. So we're doing a bunch of stuff in the background that people are usually not aware of. Now that yeah, basically after everyone has returned, we're going to work on more track optimization. We're going to work on more Grand Prix optimization. We're going to look into track intro remakes and further optimizing them. Obviously more technical optimization. We start working on a second jet ski and a fourth character. So some of you might have heard the name Shell E at my Amazon Alexa boxes. Sorry, this is no product placement, by the way, but I'm very, very sorry. Sometimes they're being triggered for me pronouncing stuff as it seems wrong. I don't know. Yeah, so some of you might have heard of the name. Might have heard the name Shell E before, and I posted it in the chat. Which is, I think, a very, very lovely very lovely temporary prototypey name for the concept that Phil once shared in our Discord server. And if you're not familiar with our Discord server or you've never been part of that, feel free to join us. We would love to have your company and share regular updates about the game development. We're doing that very, very frequently. Posted the game in the chat. And yeah, there is a female females. There's not really a gender to it, but there's a slimy sort of female-looking character concept that is currently the most promising one we have in our back pockets. We're currently working on that, making it happen. So that's probably going to be something that is coming up in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, more tracks that we're going to start working on soon, and some other features that I won't spoil as of right now before we have basically surpassed that point of them being prototype features. We did also reset the leaderboards recently, so yeah, if you haven't had the chance yet to play the tech demo and get ready to beat some records, we were actually quite busy setting up new records. So if you haven't done that, this is your chance now, because I would say, with that being said, I would love to have a couple of races with you and jump into the tech demo, shall we? What's it going to be, chat? Are you excited to play a couple of rounds? Yes. Wonderful. All right, then I will hop into the game. Quickly switch over here. Not an official Grand Prix, right? That is going to be the joke of the day. Yeah, I must. Somehow, I've seen that you can actually implement Twitch clips into streamer bots somehow. So every time like a specific word is being mentioned, or I type something like official Grand Prix or not official Grand Prix, this clip must be played. I haven't found out yet how to do this, but I promise I'm going to find it out. I'm going to do that for sure. All right, let's switch into my gameplay mode. Yeah, we're still on Steam demo version 0.3.2, so make sure you have that same version. Going to check if my controller still works. Yes, lovely. Then it will be audio is nice, beautiful. It took me a long time to actually figure out my audio settings. Jesus Christ! And I thank God that I'm currently streaming from my own apartment, because there's also another place I sometimes stream from, and it's a totally different situation, totally different microphone, totally different environment. Everything is just not awesome when you do that. Vin is already engaging rage mode. I hope so, he is. Right. I hope Vin is done with his special sauce chicken I'm gonna host, and I will set it to 3 laps. I will increase the number of maximum races this time. So usually we do Grand Prix with 8 players. Let's go for 16 this time. And then I have an open lobby and wait for you fellas to join me on the game. I'm actually quite surprised how well my voice is behaving at the moment. The last couple of days, I can't tell you how annoying that is. Do you know that? Like, chat, tell me. You have probably a lot of experience with that. Isn't it for you the same as for me that every time autumn starts and as soon as it's get a little bit colder and a little bit more rainy, this continuous sore throat phenomenon comes up for the entirety of winter and autumn. And basically in spring it's gone. You're never sick, you're never sneezing, you don't have any like coughing or anything, you just have like this constant sore throat. One in the chat if you had that, yeah. The Deflatron knows my pain. It's the other way around. What's the other way around, Axek? Constant coughing, no sore throat, or what's the other way around then? Just do an ice bath every morning. I highly doubt, Rosie, that you're doing an ice bath every morning. That is a big fat lie. Be ashamed. In spring, it's killing me because of my allergies. Ah, yeah, allergies is a different thing. And I have the deepest empathy, and I feel so incredibly sorry for everyone who's annoying themselves around with allergies. Allergies is just an annoying thing to have. But my neighbor, and he's never sick. Am I your neighbor? am I so crazy to jump into ice bath every morning? Probably not even an ice bath. It's probably just like regular water that comes out of the sink. It's only like 12 to 13 degrees, I think, on average. If it's like 3 or 4 degrees, then show me a photo of like a thermostat or anything that you put into that ice bath and it shows me 3 degrees, then I'm impressed. He's definitely a math teacher. Do you need to be so ice cold as a math teacher? No offense against math teachers, by the way. You all are great people. All right, is there anyone else who's joining us on the race? I'm gonna wait a couple of more seconds before we start the first session. Then let's hop right into it. All right, I would say let's hop right into it. Right. Engage. Start your engines. Where's Arca? That is a very good question. He's probably doing something that we never do. Actual work. Serious amount of work. In the meantime, fellas, for the ones who are not capable of joining us today, or might join us in the next streams, or want to be updated, or get updates about the latest changes of the game, don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. I posted our link tree into the chat once again, so you can actually enjoy, well, something I definitely need to check in a second. I haven't seen any YouTube messages for a while. I don't know if the chat's just broken. Quite unfortunate that we actually can't show you the latest changes on the track in the demo yet, but yeah, as it seems, tech demo is still needs a bit of time to run for another update. Ooh. There's a couple of bots sitting in the trees here. What's happening? Oh no. Oh, I'm getting crocked. By the way, I also added the croc hazard. The croc hazard emoji to Twitch. That was like a personal favor for me to do. Oh, there's a couple of blue torpedoes coming your way, Rosie. Righty. That was a good first one. Second place, not too bad. Too bad. Bad, not bad. See that Rosie was actually on vacation. He's rested. He's not distracted by streaming. Which is probably his biggest excuse for not being first on the last couple of Grand Prix. Don't forget, Rosie, we have that on record. Your Grand Prix statement. Your first official Grand Prix statement. And we had a couple of them already. So it's not the first. Mangrove Marsh. In the track introduction scene in the top left, by the way, you see that little shield icon I mentioned. The current one that looks a little bit grayish. Kind of semi-done. That's the shield icons that are going to be replaced very, very soon. Collisions go. Ah, those collisions are not gone yet. Okay. No chance that that mine was gonna hit me. Oh. It's it's coming along. Oh. Conditions on the tree locks on this level are really weird. Always on the boost. Oh god, and that's the item. Why? Yeah. How many blue torpedoes do you guys have? Seriously. And the next one. Boom. And the next one. Boom. And the next one. Come on, seriously, guys. Thank God I have that on record. That was probably I don't know, 4 or 5 different mega missiles that hit me. I stopped counting. There were too many. Oh, there's gonna be more ads coming up, guys. Why is there ads now? The last time we set up, everything was fine, and now after 45 minutes, the stream not being entirely over, we've got ads. Why do we have ads? That's weird. Alright, yeah, sorry for that. We gonna have ads in 2 minutes, so probably the rest of the last level is not gonna be shown on stream, or at least just in a miniature. In a miniature view. So, by the way, Tom, you don't need to. It's very kind of you that you're informing the rest of the chat about the ads coming up, but it did set up a couple of commands, automatic commands that are actually announcing ads coming up. So I'm well prepared this time. Like we said in the last couple of streams, every stream is gonna be more professional. We're doing it. We are doing it right. I was not paying attention for a second. Look at the chat. Look at the game, Ronnie. Look at the game. Deflatron far away in front of me and stuck on the wall. What happened there? We lost Tom along the way. Oh. Oh. How many times do I want to miss items in this game? Yes. The answer for that. Okay, hurry up, guys. We need to finish. Pat, how do you like the new remake of the inside of Timberfall Peak? I think especially this little red lighting touch to the cave ceiling and those red crystals do give it a very special touch. I enjoy, I must say. Typing makes things weird. I see that. I totally feel that. That happens to me all the time. That's why we need more automatic commands on the chat. The less we need to type manually, the better. I don't want to do this. Ooh. For God's sake. Christ's sake. Miles ahead, and I'm gonna be bombarded with brute torpedoes. Always. Here we go. Boom. Alright, let's have a look at the ads. Are the ads running already? Let's start in 3 minutes. What is my Twitch? My Twitch window shows me that streams are starting in 3 minutes, but my automatic announcement posted they're coming in 2. That's interesting. Did you snooze them? Shortcuts need a fix was trapped. I see, okay. Right, that means in about 2.5 minutes, we're gonna have a little ad break. So I would say let's not stop a... Let's not start the next race right now. Let's wait for the ads to pass. And in the meantime, we're gonna stop on... We're gonna stop on some gameplay moment. Just chill a little bit around. In the meantime, for the ones who maybe haven't done that yet, I want to send out a quick reminder on the track feedback. So with the release of the Grand Prix, we introduced 2 new tracks to the game called Mangrove Marsh and Timberfall Peaks, the tracks we just did. If you haven't sent us any feedback about these tracks, we have set up some feedback forms for those, which I posted in the chat once again. Please take the time, fill out the forms. Ideally, record your first sessions on these tracks. Give us a bunch of feedback. That would be great. And then we can further work on improving those tracks. Rock and Rosie wants to collaborate. Join my stream! Here we go. Let's invite him. See if that actually works. I have no clue. Sorry, by the way, I wasn't seeing that. If I'm not in the... I'm working entirely in my streaming setup on OBS, etc. I'm usually not looking into the Twitch stream manager. So Rosie, if you want to join the stream, actually, that's your time now to shine. And that's also perfect timing, because if we're going to do a 1-minute ad break here, we have enough time to set everything up. Da, 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 da. Am I capable of doing a quick time trial race while doing... Oh, no, I will actually pause that. I will actually pause the gameplay until the ads are gone. Maybe also in the meantime I can figure out what's wrong with my chat commands here. Look. Oh, I can hear you. Onsen in the Onsen? Okay. Yeah. That's always the way to go. You switch on your camera, Rosie, if you want to join me. Oh. Oh. Hello. With a jacket. Okay, so let's see if I can make things happen. Oh, I can make things happen. Oh. Boom. And here we go, having Rosie on deck once again. We are back in the pilot seat.
Awesome.
How was your business meeting?
Was kind of cool, but was strictly limited to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, there was also a Halloween party in the office. So every one of the colleagues of that guy I had a meeting with actually went through the office with a costume. So I have seen Superman and other crazy guys.
Yes.
I think we also need to have something like this. If we have one day also have our own office.
Mm-hmm. One day. One very distant day when we have earned millions and millions of dollars.
Why are we the only ones left in the lobby?
Because we're doing a little ad break, maybe. Maybe that's the reason why.
Oh, okay, maybe that's the reason.
There's more viewers on the stream, but since the ads are currently running, Need to wait right now. Let's see.
Do you have? Sorry?
No Metsy's writing, hello Rosie. Welcome back to the stream. What I'm quite surprised is why is the YouTube chat not being displayed in my multi-chat tool? It's because I'm an idiot. I'm looking. That's the pleasure of multi-streaming.
Thank God that one day you also recognized that you are not a full idiot. No, sorry.
But a big idiot,
fun.
at least.
But a big one. Let's do this. So also Win is Win in the chat. Win.
If he's having an ad right now, he can't hear you. I don't know if he's still in the chat. He might tell us in a second.
I think you told us this that Win isn't the best racer, right?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Yeah. He has competition going on.
But I've seen that he crushed one of Arca's times, right?
I don't know if he did that already, but he was close.
I think so. Yeah, he was very close. Or actually, he crushed it. I don't know, but crazy. So I have to say, or may I have to excuse myself, so I was never actually logged in and tried to compete or beat those times. But I was just warming up, and it's actually very hard to get close to that kind of times. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely impossible. I tried, and it's absolutely impossible.
Did you have seen some of Arca's speedruns on YouTube?
I did, and they were insane. That's nothing else to say. Okay, ads are over. So we are back in the lobby, and I have my lovely wingman back in the deck.
Yes.
And
but first of all, when you say wingman, I'm Maverick. I'm definitely Maverick.
I'm absolutely fine with being Goose. Goose is the hero. Everyone loved him. He died quite early, but everyone loved him, and probably more than Maverick. So I'm fine with being Goose.
Okay. But I have a second.
And my offspring is also going to be a cool pilot, so I'm definitely the winner of this one.
Okay.
No Metsy's writing hello Rosie, and for some reason I don't know why the multi-chat is not displaying YouTube responses anymore. So for whatever reason, I can't show.
First of all,
what's happening on the YouTube
first
side.
of all, a shout out to Matzi, aka Mats, aka some of the best soccer players I've ever seen. Actually is from good friend of us. It's the son, and he's also very interested in the game. Was also a former playtester of the game. Yeah. So, and it's kind of cool. And he wrote me like, "Rosie, are you attending in the stream?" And I was like, "Okay, I have to."
Of course.
When you're asking, I have to.
Quick question in between. Where is everyone? Why is the lobby empty? We have a couple of people on the stream, and all of a sudden everyone jumped out.
I think they're scared.
Yeah, probably.
Vin is scared, especially Vin is scared, because
scared.
We are a high performer, and
you know what we're gonna do then? If it's only the two of us, and obviously we are not.
There's Deflotron.
There's Deflotron, but my plan still works. So if no one else is going to join us, and we are only developer team here, it's Spooktober. Definitely is. You guys also had were a little bit of surprise. I totally missed that it's going to be Halloween very, very soon. And I totally missed the update on Discord. So every time I join Discord in a channel somewhere, this weird, spooky kind of server or channel join sound is coming up these days. It's so weird. and your lovely hand.
Yeah.
It's cold hand. All right. What I wanted to say is, if we're going to do one last round and it's only going to be us developers, I would recommend we switch to the development build, because I definitely want to show people what we have been working on, what's going on behind the scene. Yeah, like I said.
Yes, please. Let's do this.
All right, then let's quickly change. Gonna be a bit of black screen in the background here for a second.
Take me
Thought for a second you're starting with Ti amo.
No.
For a split second, I thought that. All right, here we go. Then let's try again in the tech demo. Sound is all okay. But
Not in the tech demo, you mean?
in the daily build. Sorry, that is development build. So everyone, chat if you want to join us. Super sorry, but this is our development. Super exclusive, only for the cool kids.
Oh yeah, Exec is my man. On the glory night.
On the glory night.
Yeah, Scorpions. Maybe you can continue singing in the shed. Would be awesome.
Oh, I need more. I have this weird. I'm one of these people. I can never remember any piece of lyric. As soon as I hear music, I have the entire song in my head for whatever reason. Don't ask me how the lyrics are or write them down. I can never tell you, but I know the lyrics as soon as I hear notes.
Or you can do it the dead way, always mumbling the parts you did not know. Glory night, wind of change. I love it. That was my childhood in the backseat of the car with my dad.
I can do the whistling. I can do the whistling.
That's kind of cool. So we are the dead way. Yeah, that's the best.
The dead way, so say we all.
Yeah.
True story. We all do the dead way.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't do the dead way? The dead way is lovely. I'm a very big fan of the theory that we're basically prepping for the role of our life for being a dad from childhood days on. For basically when we reach teenage years, something flips in the brain of young men. I'm very, very certain of that. And I'm my one and only experiment and field study for that. I investigated me and myself for quite many years, and I think, yeah, we're prepping for the roles of our lives. As soon as Rosie joins the vibe is up. Yeah, honestly, guys, you don't want to chat. You don't want to hear me sing. I don't know if anyone really wants
actually, I want to.
I really don't think you want that, especially right now with my voice being a little bit fucked up these days. Thank God I'm on vacation next week. And rest my voice for basically a week. And drinking cocktails and stuff. Eating baklava.
Baklava.
All right, let's
sweet and
hop into. That is an absolutely lovely
yeah.
treat. You missed actually be talking about in the stream in the beginning when I mentioned that I'm gonna go to Turkey next week for my vacation days.
Really?
Yes.
You never told me that.
I never
just feel like I'm on vacation. Bye.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that was actually quite a spontaneous decision because we were basically. I'm usually not a fan of like these all-inclusive hotels and stuff like that because I normally hate them.
It depends. It hardly depends. Do you have any plans? So like when you're in an all-inclusive hotel, normally you're just laying around doing nothing but, for example, reading a book.
Yeah, that is my plan. I plan in that week to absolutely do hardcore chilling, which means reading a book, and listening to some music, enjoy the sun, go swimming in the ocean, eat some great food, have long walks. That's everything I plan. That's my plan for planning the plan.
Planning the plan is always good. Do you have a book already in mind?
Yes, I actually have. I did borrow one from my girlfriend. Please don't ask me about the title of the book right now because it's lying in my room for weeks now. I've tried to read it, but I've actually started reading it for the first, I think, 15 to 20 pages, and I think it was actually quite interesting. I just never continued. I didn't have the time. And
is it like a specific topic or is it like a real story? I don't know. In Germany, I would ask like, is it belletristic? Is it Roman? Is it like Fachliteratur?
It's I would say it's quite a spiritual healthcare sort of book in terms of I think that the title was something like the essentials for living a long and healthy and happy life or something like that.
Who the Flabbergasting. Put all those mines on the last break.
That might have been me. Very sorry for that. No, I'm not, but I am. Yeah,
so it's cool. It's always crazy.
So for the ones that haven't noticed, there's quite a lot of updates on the track here as well. Changed a little bit the lighting. There's a bit of more vegetation floating around, especially on the Giza cave, or in front of the in front of the big Croak cave, the Shadowstone cave.
Keep those mines for yourself.
I thought you're a big fan of these mines.
Yeah, when they're mine. When they're mines.
And they're my mines.
And that's actually also a good stuff for a song. In my mind, you know.
In my mind, in my head.
Let's come back to the book. So I also a huge fan of actually those spiritual, mindful things, just to learn more about how can you live a better life, not only from a healthy perspective, but also like from all other aspects. You know what I mean? Just how to look
at healthy perspective.
Healthy. But just like to figure out, for example, how to handle stress, how to handle, because for me it's always like when you're stuck in traffic and there's, for example, someone driving slow in front of you. Usually I'm the guy who's like, son of a biscuit eater, flabbergast, why are you so slow?
Cursing like a portsman or like a seaman.
Yeah, for example,
like a Navy officer.
Maybe he has like a reasonable reason. For example, he's delivering a wedding cake or so, and then he needs to drive slow. You know what I mean? So,
organ donator.
Organ donator. Here. Just be cool with everything. If you cannot change it, keep calm. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
That's very important, I think, also nowadays. But Ronnie, I'm on first position, and Tom is still stuck at the beginning.
I just wanted to say, Tom is on first position, but he's just chilling around again.
He's vibing.
He's probably vibing, yeah. Remembering that comment about I love mines if they're mine. I used to read actually quite many books on like, so back in the days when I went on vacation, I usually read stuff that really like slowed down my brain and took me kind of a long, nice journey. So usually I read stuff like fantasy novels that are like super not realistic, not too heavy type of literature in a way. Yeah, but these days, obviously, because of the fact that like a lot is going on in the world, we are getting older, people are getting sick, etc., etc. Actually gives you a lot of cannon fodder to think about regarding how do I actually want to grow old? How do I actually want to get older in a sustainable and healthy way that I'm not ending up basically like almost half dead?
Are you son of a biscuit? That's what I meant with you need to fix that last section. I was slowed down by the wood in the water. It was like the typical nut moment. You know what I mean? When you like everything is like quite working well for me, and then I'm like,
You just got wooded. You just got wooded indeed.
Just call me Woody Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker. Rocked, wooded. What else can we come up with? There's so much.
What happened to Tom?
So much.
Tom, can you? Sorry.
There's so much stuff.
You just got wooded. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Isn't there this German saying of like Baumstämme auf Gleise werfen? Basically putting wooden logs on rails, railways.
Is it a thing? I think it's very dangerous. I don't know.
You've never heard of that? I mean,
No.
I mean, you're obviously not doing it like in particular, but usually you
like
say when you work with
very...
someone. So usually, I know this from working context. Obviously, if you work with someone together, who seems to be someone that basically makes your job harder and not easier and constantly puts up obstacles into your way. There's a way of saying that he basically puts wooden locks on your railways.
So the startup,
in order to slow you basically down.
So the startup loom with someone who's creating noise.
Or he's creating noise. Not necessarily noise. I mean, he can be quite a silent person. I mean, I think noise is someone... Is that actually in the startup language the same thing? I think noise is especially someone who's very loud, isn't he? And creates like quite a lot of frustration and trouble.
Yeah. Not actually loud, but like the typical everything is bad type, so pointing out issues without actually pointing out solutions.
Yeah.
So everything is shitty, everything is fucked up, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I said the effort, sorry from my side, keeping me out.
I love talking about solutions instead of problems. Such a good thing. But it's actually very hard. It's very hard to focus, always be that focused and that determined to not only complain about a problem, but to find a solution every time for it. I mean, how many times do you stumble upon a problem in your daily routine?
And what I like, I do not going to say the name, but a guy, you also knew him, is like, okay, that's maybe an issue, but then after 50 minutes he comes along with, but I already have a solution. Exactly know who I am.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
I actually used to work with someone also in my former company. Someone like that. And it also took me quite a bit of time to get accumulated to that. Thing is, those are usually the magicians. The one who really make a difference.
Yeah.
I drifted right into that goddamn mine. I think I even placed that myself.
I'm just feeling so slow. I don't know. Do you have like 150?
It should be on 150. It's just a big track. It's simply a gigantic track. Are you on coins? Are you on coins is also a nice question. Do you have enough coins collected?
But I think my issue is that I'm always getting stuck in the first shortcut.
Honestly, until we have fixed that weird gap, I'm not taking that shortcut anymore. Unless I have a boost item. If I don't have a boost item, I'm not taking that shortcut anymore.
You're lucky flabbergasting flabbergast. Yeah, that's the thing. I always try to do this, and then I'm like completely hanging on that cliff.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a funny thing we figured out, that you can
drive up those
waterfalls. Can you please permaban Deflatron? I don't know who this is.
I can probably time him out, but I think this would be highly against our own chat rules. There should be an achievement which is, are you on coins, when you get 3 times in a row first.
That's good.
That is actually a good point. Are you on coins?
Or if you manage to hit first without any coins.
I don't know why
that is also a good thing.
I don't know why I even put it that way. Isn't that something you usually use in the context of taking drugs? Don't take drugs, by the way.
I don't know, Ronnie. Tell me more about it. You're living in Berlin.
Isn't that a phrase? Yeah, I'm living in Berlin. I pick up a few bits and pieces here from people. But I've never done it myself, to be fair. I'm quite strict when it comes to not consuming drugs, and I will never change my mind on that. Rosie, it was such a nice surprise for you joining the stream. I'm very much looking forward to that. And maybe next time we do a little karaoke night. And I think a lot of people will actually be very, very happy about that, to hear your singing voice. Not mine, definitely not mine. But yeah, it was lovely to have you here. Quickly switch into the chatting area again. Put out the game, otherwise I will hear the in-game music all the time. Yeah, but it's better than Are You on Speed? Are you on coins? That's probably, I will put that actually into our achievement ideas list and see what we can come up with. I think you can also do this in a way that You on coins. You can. I think you can also, if you. I mean, if it's about consumption, then you can probably do something like an achievement if you have collected, I don't know, a certain amount of coins in one race. So you collect them, you lose them, you collect them again, or you reach maximum amount of coins for three times in one race or something like that. That's probably a good thing to do an achievement for. Yeah, but let's see. I can think about that. All right. Looking at the time, I would say we have come to Coin Master. That's always a good thing. And
Coin Master is that kind of casino app.
Is it called
I think
Coin
with
Master?
that, with the piggy in the ads.
That's a tricky one.
And then like here, use the slot machine. Also, if you are young, spend the money of your dad and your mom. No.
All right, then looking at the time, I would say it is time for us to end the stream. It was lovely having you guys in the chat, playing a few rounds with us. I hope you enjoyed the updates that we shared today. Next week, probably going to be only Rosie and Tom on stream, since, like I said, I'm going to be on vacation. So thanks for joining. I will be back well rested and hopefully slightly sunburned, which is not that tricky for me because I have a quite I'm blessed with a very bright skin, easily burned. So I can definitely make it happen. So let's see who we gonna raid, and I'm already saying goodbye to the audience on to the chat on the YouTube side. Thanks for joining today. We are streaming every Tuesday and Thursday on 4 p.m. Central European time, so feel free to join us next time as well, since we're gonna share more updates about the game progress, play a couple of rounds, and so on and so on and so on. And Deflatron is making a suggestion for a raid, because as usual, we're gonna raid someone. Funk Royale. Who is Funk Royale?
Awesome.
Let me find out who Funk Royale. Funk. Is Funk Royale funky? Chatting.
Lust auch, das anzugehen?
He's a German streamer, as it seems.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mich da verändert? Oder was?
What is the streamer doing? Is it also like dev content?
At the moment, he's just chatting. It's 1,300 viewers on his chat. That's actually a massive amount of. Actually, why not doing it? Let's try it out. Let's go for Funk Royale. And let's maybe say what raid message are we gonna send him? Are you funky tonight? Do you feel funky tonight? How about that one?
He's deep talking.
Let's go for do you feel funky tonight? I think that's a good one. So feel free to please copy the raid message when we're gonna raid him. Support Funk Royale. Stay in the chat with him. Spread the love, share the love. Don't forget to follow us on our social media channels, and then we are gonna be back by next Tuesday. So I wish you all a lovely rest of your week. Have a wonderful time. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a lovely next week. Also to you, Rosie. I hope you enjoy. Don't burn down the company.
Sorry, can you repeat what you just said? I wish you all a lovely week.
All of you. I wish all of you a lovely week. I probably said something different. I have it on record, but I can always cut it out.
Yeah. So, folks, next week it's my duty to be the host. Okay. And I think Exec hit a point here. It's like Rosie shows up and the vibe is also going up, which is kind of cool. So next week, be prepared for a lot of cool content, a lot of crazy cool stuff. It's all about me. Maybe I'm going to invite someone, I don't know, or something. Who knows? Let's see. Be prepared.
Exec, do you want to imply I'm not vibing enough? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I feel a little bit offended there. Oh, honestly, I'm kidding. Maybe I should do more dances and more singing. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We will hop into the bye-bye section of the channel and say goodbye. Raid is starting right now, so see you soon. Have a good one.
Yes, thank you.